Well, I too would like to begin by thanking Darlington Borough Council for arranging this public inquiry. It's the first opportunity that I've had to actually listen to the views of many other people. Of course, it hasn't helped in terms of developing views within Richmondshire that the Better Health Programme consultations scheduled for February were mysteriously cancelled or postponed. We were told that the reason was that the CCG for Hambleton, Richmondshire and Whitby was unable to staff those meetings. So this is an excellent opportunity. Now, I want to begin by doing something that will sound as though I'm disagreeing with almost everybody else who has spoken. I think that the central objective of STPs, of transferring resources from hospitals to community-based health and social care, offers a real opportunity to improve the health of the nation. If over the coming years, primary health care in the community could be provided to all in an effective way, then there is no question that hospital admissions could be reduced in number, along with A&E and outpatient visits, and problems such as ambulance queues and bed blocking could really be a thing of the past. But the way in which these STPs have been prepared has neglected three absolutely crucial issues which are necessary if the STP's brilliant objectives are actually to be realised. First, as this week's BMA report has made clear, very substantial investments will be required up front in community-based service provision, premises, training, recruitment, among other things. The BMA report that the 36 STP areas contacted to provide estimates of capital requirements produced figures that added up collectively to 9.5 billion, and that was only 36 out of the 44. And this is at a time when the overall planned investment in the NHS budget in the current period only amounts to 4.8 billion a year. And the BMA also reports that about a quarter of that sum has been spirited away into revenue accounts in order to fill part of the gaping hole in the current fiscal year. The second issue is that the preparation of the STPs have revealed the lack of effective coordination between NHS providers and local authority and private sector providers. Better Health Programme pilot projects have certainly shown that getting that effective coordination is possible. But as the King's Fund has argued, both the NHS and local providers lack the managerial capacity and the necessary expertise to undertake this coordination. It's symptomatic that many STP teams had to call in costly consultants from the private sector in order to prepare their plans. Thirdly, there seems to be no awareness of how the transformations will affect the commissioning and contracting system, the internal market that has evidently now deeply rooted within the NHS system. We know that many CCGs are struggling to carry out their statutory functions, especially when providers fail to deliver on contracts. We know too that GP practices are finding it necessary to work together in order to achieve scale economies in putting services out to tender. Many experts feel that the NHS is already struggling to function effectively given the internal market system. The integration of NHS bodies with public and private community providers can only make it even more difficult to coordinate between providers. And that's even before we take account of the financial deficits that are mounting up everywhere. And in the meanwhile, Secretary of State Jeremy Hunt keeps telling us that he can offer us a wonderful future. Sadly, at the moment, that future is nothing more than a fantasy. Thank you.